Hello everyone, thank you guys for joining me today. We're looking at a few pretty neat face statues. You guys can see the silhouette in here. Actually, the whole face is kind of looking toward us this time. Looking at the paint, you see the one eye here and the other one to the left of that, to your right. There we are with the cheekbone and everything. You might see some painted in images as well. Look at it as if looking down on it here, and then we can look square on it. I have a whole bunch right here to take a look at with you. You guys can see the silhouettes pointing on the right hand side with the paint. Little eye carvings in there. There's more up top. Wow. Give me a good look at that. We have so many more to look at real quick, guys. I'm gonna try to make this kind of a fast video, not to take up too much of your time. So stick with me here. If you look in the white, if you guys aren't seeing any of this, just stick with me. You're gonna see something that's gonna change your life, guaranteed, at some point in time here. Looking through the white here, and you can see the eye carving look like as an Egyptian style eye right there, the little diamond triangle. I'll try to put it directly in the middle of the screen. Put it up right there. Take that and look at the white face. So the crack for the lips down below, the nose right here, probably has something on her head. All these are like cave paintings, little petroglyphs. You see a little bird, like a little bird head in there, painted in white. Looks like maybe a dragon facing to the right. There's another silhouette, just looking at the color, kind of looking in the orange. See the little point there as the longest nose. Look at that hole for an eye as we tilt it. Huh. Very interesting. This thing might be a piece of pottery. I'm not exactly sure. It's gonna have birds on it as well, duck heads. You can see how when we point it like this, see how the orange paint, look at the orange paint. If you look at the black spot in the middle of the orange paint, they made a little face out of the eye. See the little lip sticking out for the left side profile? Sorry, I was getting ahead of myself there when I was speaking. There's a lot on here. This is a really nice one. Geez, sorry guys, let's go ahead and move on. Every single one is really nice. They're all washed out right now. I haven't looked at this one yet. This thing's got some wild stuff on it. So let's look at it. Normally, if we're in one area, the art resembles itself. So people who made one art made another. This is a very unique piece, the way it's done. I can see already what's happening. You can see on the left-hand side, kind of ignoring the depth, has like a giant eye. Little portraits on the end here too. Watch. Whoa, this is weird. We're gonna have to figure this one out together, guys. Maybe a big pachyderm of some sort. Oh, wow. Let's see what we have. So, probably have a giant bird head facing to the left. You guys can see the big carvings for the eyes. It's just a jot with the beak, kind of rough and a different texture. There's our classic bird or a bear face character. Wow, interesting piece here. There's a lot on it. You guys can see the birds here sticking out. Little human images, kind of 3D. See a little, just right here, there's a little portrait. They get very small, and it's a very awesome style of art. It's a beautiful bird head there. See the 3D bird head with the beak on the far right hand side. I can make his eye open more, close his eye, open his eye. Very cool, very cool. Very interesting, huh? Nice stone. All right. Sorry guys, I gotta appreciate these things a little bit. They're something else to behold. And I wanna give you guys the full experience, I suppose. Of course, we're covered with blades and everything else around here, but there's a few other ones that are really nice. Here's a set of two that are very similar. Let's just go ahead and get the whole thing wet here so you guys can start to see here. So on the bottom here, look at also the round sections as noses. You can see the sharp point nose and when I put it in the reflection there, the eye, and I can tilt it here to where the portrait sticks out. A little better there. You can see the carvings a little better and the cheekbone. It's not coming out perfect for me, so let's just go ahead and take our time. Sorry guys, I'm trying to honor your time, but we need to take a look at this and kind of see it for what it is to give an accurate. So we guys see the bird just embossed onto the stone, of course. I'll try to move the camera around a little bit. I'm going to use 2 hands to hold the camera, or at least my right hand, because I'm all shaky. I'm sorry. Let's see here. So right on the end of the stone here, you can see how there's a circle and just embossed right here. I believe the beak's right here, and you can see how the wing is coming out just right on this section of the stone. There we are. See how the wing comes back? We call it like a wild tail. And the beak can be even longer, so you can say the beak's here, but the eye's there. You see the bird just embossed onto the stone. Look at the carvings. It's almost modern looking. I think there's a little, on the right hand side, you can see the socket coming out. It's like a big old man here. Look at the point as a nose. You might be seeing them all over, guys. Look into the eye carvings, it's really neat. See all the carvings there. Yep, this is what we're dealing with, folks. I think that's the thumbnail. Let's go ahead and get a couple shots of that for the thumbnail. The eyes are cool. They're not always silly, goofy faces like that. So, of course, if you guys aren't seeing it, the line for the mouth is at the bottom and the point is the nose. And he's actually had, you know, both of his eyes are showing up there. Go ahead and tilt him out and see how nice his portrait gets. Sorry for the lighting. Got a little bit of shade today, which is welcome here in North Carolina. Just in the recession section, so not sticking out of the stone, but inside, you can see the socket. So you guys got to think outside the box a little bit here. This is how this art is. So you can see how there's a crack for the nose right there. You see the open mouth, and look for the eye right here. So carved into the stone. That's not the only one, so let's go ahead and look for a few more. Of course, it's kind of like this one. Let's go ahead and try that one again. There's some different ones, so you can see. You can see clearly now. Rain is gone. Beautiful bird on top. Gosh, love this piece. Did we even look at the other side yet? Ay, ay, ay. Look at all the carvings on it. Oh, it fits the hand very nicely. See all the hashes at the bottom? Diamonds and things. Let's go ahead and hash that out to its character. Looking at the point for the nose here, much better right here. You see how all these are lining up? Those are going to be all different eyes, all those sockets that you guys can see. Several different faces on this one. Wow. It's beautiful. If I could only show it correctly. It's not bright enough to show you. You really have to tilt the stone and trying to get the right angle, but I just can't do it here. I'm sorry. There we go. See it? Takes that much. Look at the very edge of the stone and just the part that's in the water, for instance. Gosh, it's hard to show it. That's why one of the titles needs to be why the long face, because the long face is there so that you can stretch it out. That's why it's super long. So it's super long here. You see that point? You turn that to where the face becomes the perfect silhouette, and then you only get that perfect portrait at the edge. That's how they managed to put all these portraits on here. So, all right, guys. Hand's getting tired. I'm gonna switch hands. I got one more here that is in the same collection. So it's gonna be just as gnar as that last one was. And we're gonna be able to read it better too, because we kind of know what to look for. So right off the bat, you guys can see the bird head sticking out right here. The whole bird, again, wild tail. And then he's got the recessed beak. So just the little point right here is the beak. You see the circle for the eye, the diamond-shaped head. You could also look at it as if the bird's head is pointing this way. So see the recession for the beak here. See how it's a small triangle? Still have that same circle in there for the eye, but now you can see how the bird's head's pointing to the left. So different ways you want to look at it. Pointing to the right, pointing to the left. You can see all the little hashes on there. It's really pretty. And let's go ahead and look at some more of this here. It's going to be so much. This is a very defined one, at least for me. Tell me guys in the comments if you guys can see this one easily. These, all these. Well, we have a face looking right at us, which is uncommon. You guys can see in the silhouette there. We can tilt it like this. That's creeping me out, but okay. I mean, it's intentional, so that's kind of why it creeps me out. This angle, you're able to see the interior carvings pretty well. Oh. See all the, looking at the character right here, you can see how this denotes the bottom of her face. Her eye is right there, that circle, and her nose is poking out, and let's look for her mouth and stuff. And that's the center for this. As we look at it, we'll see a big diamond eye character. That looks to be a bird painted in on the top. You see in the white, just in this white section, the bird head is right here. You can see how the beak and the, let's see if I can zoom in on that so you guys can see it. I can use both hands. You'll just be able to see it. So just right here, there's a beak, the eye, and you see the crest coming out. Could be interpreted different ways, but it's like there's, you know, all kinds of things perhaps on this. Every little mark and every little yellow spot, these are all little characters on here. All these little spots are characters. As you guys know, everything's just washed out of the bank here. Let me zoom out. And these iPhones make my voice louder, so I'll talk more softly. Okay, here we have a double portrait. This is going to be great. We can see all kinds of things coming out. Look at the different levels. So just on the top level here, we'll start off at. There's one just on the section here. So of course you see the longest point as the nose right here. I guess the bird nose, what we were looking at before is the bird nose. And look at the profile within. You see a hole for an eye at the top. And then you can see different eyes as well. And when I tilt it, watch how lifelike that face gets, and all the carvings will pop out on it. You might see a face looking right at you now. You see that one? They were crafty, very crafty with stones. You think you know how to, like, flint knap? Pfft. These guys lived and died by the stone. They knew it much better than anybody. So long face again, we can tilt that one out different ways. You guys might not be able to see that. It's pretty high levels, level apart. So when you had these in your family all day long and you were, you know, looking at them and crafting them and maybe updating them for generations perhaps. This is how this art is. All the little faces will come out as we tilt it. Bird heads as well. On the very top, you see the recessed beak. On the right-hand side now, you're seeing them. You almost have to change the lighting within, you know, with every side that you show, because the shadows and everything make a huge difference in this. You see all these little ripples and micro carvings on this. That means that there's hazed in images inside there, high level micro carvings, and it's so small it's invisible. I know. But I know you guys have been able to see at least something in this video, and if you have, make sure you let me know what it was and what I can do to improve the way I show this stuff. We'll go ahead and let you go for now, and we'll catch you up in the next video. Thank you all. Bye-bye.